Yeah, my suspension is all torn apart and getting serviced, and the poor bike has got no legs. But there's got to be some way for me to practice, even though I can't use my bike. And I think I found out just the thing to do. So even if you can't ride your bike and you're waiting for parts or you're waiting for your suspension to get serviced, there's still got to be some things that you can do to practice. And one of the things I wanted to practice was balance. So I did a little research and I found out there are a couple of things that you can do to help you practice to balance that'll really pay off once you get back on the bike. So what I found out was to simply make a wobble board. This is one I made myself. It's just a piece of wood that's been pre-finished. Bought it at Home Depot. I guess you could make a table from it or something. It comes round with a finished edge, so it's perfect. And I just got a 2-inch PVC cap. And this is a 2-inch PVC adapter. And I actually just drilled 3 holes in there, put 3 screws down into the wood. Don't even have to glue this, just stick this on. And if you stand on it, all you got to do is try and balance on it so that the wood does not touch the floor. This is probably about as hard as it gets as far as training boards and wobble boards, because you're on a very hard surface with just a tiny little bit touching. So it actually can be very challenging to get it to balance. But I'm getting better at it. And it really strengthens up your ankles too. The other thing I made was a balance board. This is just a scrap piece of cutout that I had. It was for a sink actually. And I just put in 2 boards on the bottom that allow you to put a tube, again, just a regular PVC tube, right in the middle and balance on it. So you just stick it down, put it on, see if you can balance. This is much easier than that wobble board, because this is really just one plane of balance, just left and right. It's also much safer because I put these 2 cleats on the bottom so that the tube won't go rolling off. So when you're on it, the only thing you can do is balance left and right. Now, if you want to make things harder, you can leave these off and then just balance on the tube. But you're much more likely for the board to go flying out and you're going to hit the ground hard. Now, once you get good at it and develop your balance, I would progress to that. Maybe make sure you're next to a bench or something you can grab onto, just in case you want to steady yourself. But that's much more advanced because it kind of slips around and it could just slip right off. So I also made another version with just a 2x4 that's been notched out. And then you put another 2x4 over the top of it and just a 2-inch PVC tube. It's quite simple to make, and you probably have all the material just lying around your house anyway. Now, the more you practice this, the better you get. This is something you should do 5-10 minutes a day. Just do it every day. And it's amazing. In the beginning, you're like, there's no way I'm going to get this. There's just no way I'm going to balance on this thing. And as you progress, it just gets easier and easier and easier. And your body takes over automatically. And you don't have to think about it anymore. I'm not sure how much of this translates over to the bike, but I know it's helped me. Obviously, riding the bike by itself and doing some slow speed maneuvers like, doing figure 8s at full lock or riding as slow as possible is really going to help you develop balance. But if you're off the bike, or if your bike's torn apart like mine is, and I've been down for a couple of weeks, I had a dental surgery, and then I'm waiting for my suspension now, and it's been weeks since I've ridden. Practicing balancing, it can't hurt. It definitely does help. Okay, say you don't want to make all this stuff, or maybe you don't want to even go out and buy the stuff and spend money. Here's something you could do for free. Stand on one foot and balance. Yeah, I know, you're thinking, what? That's way too easy. But here's the trick. You got to close your eyes. That's right, go ahead and close your eyes. Woo. And things get a lot harder, a lot harder. Don't be afraid to dab. It's better than falling over. So yeah, this can be done, you know, anywhere, any place, at any time. No equipment needed. Just balance on one foot, close your eyes. Whoa! And see how long you can hold it for. Make sure you switch legs and you do the other leg too. And it seems like it would be so simple, but man, there's something about closing your eyes where you lose all reference. And you have nothing to look at. And it's a lot harder. I've been practicing this for quite a while. I do it all the time actually at home. When I'm doing the dishes or something, or anywhere I could just stand for a second and close my eyes. I find it's really good in elevators. You got to be alone because otherwise people will be looking at you. But if you're in a moving object or like on a bus or a subway, balance on one foot, close your eyes. Oh my God, it's really, really hard because then you got movement and motion. But you can do that anywhere and it really helps your balance. So yeah, come on. Get up off that couch and give it a try. One of the things I also like to do that I can't do now because I don't have suspension or wheels is actually get on the bike and practice balancing at a standstill. Literally just, you know, kick up the kickstand, get on the pegs, stand up, and see how long you could balance for. It's extremely hard. I do it here in the garage without the engine running. I think that's probably by far the hardest thing to do. But I am getting better at it, little by little, very, very small amounts. But I do see an improvement. And the more you practice, you know, the easier it becomes. Some of us are born with great balance and others have to develop it. So you probably know what category you're in. So go ahead and give it a try. I mean, these things are very cheap. It's really quite inexpensive. And have a routine. Just come down, come into the garage or bring it upstairs in the bedroom or something and do it for 5 or 10 minutes a day and see what happens. All right, well, I thought I'd give you that little tip and hopefully I'll get on my bike soon. I'm still waiting for my suspension, but it's supposed to come soon and maybe I could ride next week. All right, see you guys later. As much fun as it is to watch these videos, why don't you get on out there and make your own adventures? The memories you make will last you a lifetime.